We hired a bunch of young people. I think European people are different than, United States people, I would say. I think, because the internet, everyone's making fast money on social media, and the kids think I think they think they're smarter than they are with no practical experience. Not that I have a lot of young people. That's what I see from some of them. Some of them want it quickly, but those people aren't. If you're not willing to put the time and effort in, you're not. I don't think you're going to get very far.
You won't see the results.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, people get 1 million followers on social media for what they're doing. They can probably sell a lot of ads. I don't know how that works. I have zero clue on that. But if you've got 500,000 followers or a guy got 1 million followers, advertise something, those people get it quick. But there's very few young people that I see that are starting new businesses and trying to grow things. I don't see that much.
Welcome to the REimagined podcast.
Welcome to the REimagined podcast. This man needs no introduction.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, a little bit. So most of you might not know, one of my biggest mentors, huge pivotal point in my life, working for this gentleman. And the reason I say no introduction, the almond man, Russell Harris. Thanks for joining us. Hey. So, real quick, Russell has his own podcast, or did, taking a small break. The Almond Man podcast, Conversation Room. You guys can learn all about his family history in his introductory podcast from...
I think it's Dave Bazaar gives it.
Yeah.
First one, I think.
It was great, But we'll touch on a little bit of your history for the audience to get to know you.
Then I can touch on yours?
Maybe. Yeah, Russell's known me since I was a young child.
Yeah, he was a junior playing on Buchanan's basketball team. You were the shortest guy out there, Nico, by the way. You were fast, though. Had long pants, kind of looked weird. Anyways.
Yeah, the trends changed. Yeah. Now they're high shorts. They used to be.
Now you wear tight stuff and no socks.
Yeah. Classy.
Yeah.
You gotta have the.
So anyway,
the
I didn't get off topic.
No, you're good. So anyhow, so his podcast has a great introduction. So Russell, for my audience reach, it's kind of interesting. You've done a podcast. Yeah. You don't really recognize how big your audience is.
I think your audience is bigger than mine. I only had like 19 subscribers or something.
I saw some of your views. You had a couple thousand views.
I'm just messing around. Yeah. It's good for your business.
Followers.
I think if you bring interesting people on, people like to listen,
Well, the reason I chose to do it is you know this about me. My mentors are losing a father when I was young. It was really important to surround myself around businessmen. And what you'll learn in Russell's podcast of his introductory with Dave Bazaar was your father raised you the same way, being around successful businessmen since you were 9 years old.
Well, when we were 9 years old, we were unsuccessful, but then we got successful. My dad was in bankruptcy at that time. So I remember being poor. It was like, I didn't like it.
Yeah. But you drove around with a lot of business.
Oh, yeah, we drove a lot of business people. But you're going back in this late 60s and 70s, late 60s, man. It's a different world back then, but yeah.
But that's why I chose to do it is, the audience, not all of them get the honor, pleasure, opportunity to be around
Nico,
successful people.
You have something that you kind of need. You have a vision of your goal you wanted to grow since you were a little kid. Even when you're playing that basketball team, your goal was to be an NBA, whatever it was. But you're focused, you're oriented focus. So if you want to hang around people that that can enlighten your business style, right? Your business brain, so you can learn and grow. So if anyone surrounds those type of people, you should learn how to grow business, right? You hang around the right people, you should learn how to do things. So yeah, my dad was trying to always be successful, and like you and your family, all of that. So that's how it comes. It's pretty elementary, really.
Surround yourself who you want to be.
Yeah, but hang around good people.
Yeah.
One thing I know now is time. I don't have much time as I used to. So time is the most valuable commodity I have, and I'm going to spend it with people I like. For the rest of my life, that's the most important thing.
When did that change?
As you get older, having grandkids, maybe. Because I was young. You guys, you're building your business. I think I've kind of built mine. I still want to keep working, but I'm 60, and I want to enjoy it with people. I have fun. I mean, I think that's what I kind of want to do. But I understand what you're talking about, hanging around the right people to teach you good and bad business decisions. And you learn by making mistakes yourself mostly.
Yeah. Yeah, well, let's circle back around to that. I want to give a quick introduction for the audience, for those who don't know. Russell is originally from, it sounded like your mom was from Fresno, but primarily you were born in Joaquina?
I was born in Fresno. I was raised in Joaquina until I was 10.
Population?
54. I think still 54. And so then we moved to Chowchilla when I was like 10 years old, and my dad's parents were.
Got it. So farmer... Or actually, let's back up. You were, born and raised around farming, but as far as your call it career or lifestyle, you went into athletics. So an athlete, right? We'll touch on that story.
That didn't last very long there.
Then you went
I
into,
dropped the fly ball and never played again.
you were going to touch on that. So athletics, farmer, but a lot of people, especially my audience, I have a group that probably follows this in the YPO network, and they're really interested. So they're from LA, San Diego, Colorado, Arizona. They know the Central Valley's farming, right? But you're a very integrated farmer. So farming originally for Russell started as a cotton farmer. He integrated from there. We'll get into his family history a little bit, from cotton farming to almond farming to processor, huller, international sales company, and much more that has either been successful or not, well drilling company, etc. And today you farm how many total acres?
Oh, I don't right know. He's 12,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
not as much as I used to.
For the audience, real quickly, just for those who aren't familiar with ag and the market, everyone saw it only when it was successful, right? And when I came to work for you in the original Chowchilla office, I remember most of your trucks, company trucks, had happiness is $1 per pound. And people only recognized it from $5 a pound, $4.50 a pound, and thought farmer, it was just a very wealthy industry.
It was, Nico. When you make $5 a pound, man, you're making a lot of money.
So what are almond prices today?
It's basically like, I don't know. The highest almonds you really got on average wasn't $5. That's fault. I think in the building that we process now, I think in 2015, we poured some cement out there, and I wrote in the price was $4.50 a pound. So I poured cement the other day. I had to write down $1.50. So there's $3 a pound went out of the industry.
So what year was that? That was
2015 was $4.50, and last year 2023 got about $1.50. You lost $3 a pound. So do the math. If you make 1 million pounds, you just lost $3 million difference. So so it's been, and it has been good for 20 years. And most people have never seen a downturn. You've never seen a downturn in ag. No, almonds have been just going crazy and crazy and crazy. But you want me to go back into my history?
Yeah.
And carry it?
Yeah.
Okay. So when I got out of college in 85, there was only like 300 million pounds being produced. The price was 65 cents a pound. Well, that particular year, my father, we left Blue Diamond and left $30,000 in retains. Well, in 86, there was El Nino. Price went from, 65 cents to $2. Anyways, we lost $30,000 in retains in Blue Diamond, and we made like 50,000 more going to TM Duché. That's the first time we realized, man, this almond market moves a little bit. So after that year, we planted some more almonds, and then, in the 90s, it took off the health craze. And the health craze took off in the 90s, and then all of a sudden, almonds, you just couldn't plant enough of them. The world just eating them and eating them and eating them. So since then time, and almond prices being high, like you're going back $4 or $5, you're going back, but the price of nuts have been so high, so other people in the world have planted more almonds too, because the economics show it was there. So after all the economics about downturn, almond business is in a downturn, but I think it's not going to stay here very long, hopefully, and we should be forward. But no, we're not making the money we used to in the past. That's just the fact of nature.
So the simplified answer is supply and demand. There's an oversupply and less demand. That's one contributing factor.
Right. There's many different reasons, but
right.
We don't need to go through the economics.
No, there's water restrictions,
all these other
soils.
things that come in the future that should change the economic. For now, almond things just is not going to be that good. Not for 2 or 3 years, I don't think.
So we'll go into a little bit of forecast later, but so when your history, I think it's really important. There's a few pivotal moments. I know the hyper focus today, athletics. I think that was really important. That taught you a lot of life lessons.
I like competition, man. I like being an athlete. I mean, I'm not a good athlete at a lot of things, but baseball was halfway decent. But it's fun to compete. Everyone competes in business. If you're not a competitor, you're not going to be a businessman.
Well, you played college ball, and what you taught me when I worked for you is a friendly, competitive environment.
Athletic, competitive environment.
Okay.
It's not friendly, but it's athletic. We can be friendly. It's an athletic, competitive environment.
Okay. And I don't know how this shaped you in your life and your beliefs, but there was a pivotal moment in that ended your athletic career. And then most people, event like that you can talk about, can break.
But at the time it was devastating, but now it's kind of funny. It propelled me to be, a lot who I am today, I think. Well, long story short, I went to Fresno State, you already know, and then I started the second game. I thought had a good winter league. Anyways, I dropped the fly ball in the 5th inning, and I got pulled out, went from number 2 to number 6, never traveled. So I remember I went up to the coach, Bob, hey, Bob, man, you put me in, I promise I'll never drop the fly ball. He pats me on my back. He says, trust me, Russell, I know you're not. So anyways, I said, I better go pick some cotton or something from my dad. So that's when I left in 84. I started farming in 85. But anyways, athletics can be in competitive, taught me a lot of things. Taught me a lot about people, personality, trust, and if their word's good. It taught you a lot of things. And so you take away from that, once you take away, every athletic guy or businessman is competitive. Yeah. There's one thing about being competitive. Each man go in a room, only one's coming out.
Yeah. Pretty simple. Yeah.
Like Dana White always says, he's running, like Dana White's, the guy at UFC. I watched the thing on Apple TV about it. It's very interesting. That guy's got a lot of energy, a smart individual. So don't be a competition. Everyone is successful has to have a dream and not give up on it, and don't quit on your dream. You may change your goals to get there, like everyone does, but you're going to get there somehow. Mm-hmm. And that's what separates a lot of people.
So as you go chase the farming dream,
I didn't know what I was chasing at the time. I didn't know. I never expected to be where I'm at I never expected that. Yeah. Never in my life. It was just happen, Oh,
let's talk about that a little bit real quick though, because I just had dinner with you the other night, and I haven't called you and told you this, but I was bringing up how I was studying Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett, and you pause, and we were having a bottle of wine, but you said, you aren't Warren Buffett.
I'm not Warren Buffett. No. I don't have 17,000
right, but how does someone visualize, right? Like,
hey, everyone's vision. I mean, Warren Buffett's vision is better than mine. Okay, I don't know. Everyone's different. Everyone has a little lane they stay in and they're good at, I guess.
But how do you not let it limit you? Like, what you have accomplished today was never dreamt of.
I'm not as driven as much as other guys. There are a lot of guys who are way more driven than me. I mean, I'm driven, but I'm not driven like a lot of other guys. Not anymore, I don't think. Like, Stuart Redneck, that guy's driven. He knows what he's doing. He's 88, still rocking. I don't know if I really see that in my life. No, I don't really see that for me. No, I see myself getting a Mai Tai on my Maui.
But let's talk about young Russell real quick, right? So the most successful entrepreneurs, and I think you taught me this word for word. You did teach me this, but I don't know if this were the exact words. It said, Nico, you got to look not only down the hall, but around the corner. So the pivotal moment of you doing that was the nursery company. So let's talk a little bit about that. So
No, I can't. The nursery company came out because we were farming cotton. I'm making like, I don't know, $300 an acre, $400, not much. And a particular year when I moved from, after college, I moved to Pixley. I lived in Pixley for a couple of years. It was a great town. And so, anyways, you ever been to Pixley? Go raise from this population 1,000 or whatever. Yeah, I know. So anyway, back in Pixley, the water table was pumped at 300 feet, and then Chowchilla was 100 that day. So we said, we don't want to pay expensive water. Let's get out of here, sell these almonds, and go back. We're better land in Chowchilla. So I think it was 94, it's 90 something. My dad sold the ranch in 1031 to a place called Red Top in Chowchilla. So prior to that year, we bought some trees from a nursery, and the trees were so bad that you had to cut the carton down to make them stick out. And not that I know much about trees, but man, that don't seem right, And my friend Baker, Marshall Baker, Barry Baker's father, grew trees 1 year on the west, and I watched him do it. I said, man, he grew better trees than I bought this nursery. So why can't I do that? So anyway, I did that to save our family money because they were charging $4 a tree, and it only cost you $1 to grow them. So I think we planted like 100 something thousand. So $3 a tree is 300 grand. 300 grand in the 90s is a lot of money. So anyways, that's how I started nursery business. So then I started selling. I said, man, if I sell them for $1, that's $2. Grow them for $1 and sell them for $2, I make 100% profit. Man, these guys are making $4. So then after a while, I'll sell them for $4, but you pay me $2. You owe me $2. Sign up with my processing plant, which I didn't have built yet. Let me market these things for. I'm going to build it next year. So a lot of guys did that. It's not costing you nothing if I don't do a good job. And so that started my almond processing business. Okay. And my almond processing business grew to, I think it was, you were there, I think, at the time and all this. It grew to like 60 million pounds. You were all part of that. And I think Bazaar was there.
What was your original thoughts when you started the process?
I just trying to save the family money. So we didn't want to give almonds to these packers that were going broke. A lot of guys were going broke in those days. It was the Wild West. Okay. Wild West. And so one time we're sitting in an attorney's office, Baker Manning Jensen, And this attorney goes, because we're setting my dad's estate up for case he passes. He goes, "Where are your almonds at?" "Oh, they're in the building over there in, I don't know, Santa Nella." He goes, "How do you know they're there?" My dad goes, he told me they were. Well, they could took those almonds and sold them. You would have never known. It's not like a bank you're putting them in. So Dad says, "I better go check it out." So he drove there and come back and said, "I don't know if I want to give some guy my 4 million pounds, Russell. It's a lot of money," because we went broke a long time ago. So that started the idea about the processor. And then we started custom packing through some people. And so eventually I ended up, once I learned I could market good to somebody, then I decided to do it, because I didn't want to go sell my nuts and be a dumbass and sell lunch 20 cents a pound less than everybody. That's stupid. Let's not be stupid. So I tested my skills, went with certain packers, and a lot of guys helped me. Harris Wolf was one of them. Mata, Mata, I think for Steve Mata. Mr. Mata up there in Chico. Terra Nova was part of it too. Yeah. So anyways, we started doing that for a while. And then I built my plant, started giving trees away. And that's how the business grew. It's kind of, and the business, like I told you, at that time might have been 500, 800 million pounds, 800,000 pounds being produced. So it just grew past that. Now we're 3 billion. So I fell into the quicksand or something, and I was lucky. I just was able to, almonds were in a big growth curve, and what was surprising enough the other day, if you pull up the almond board report, that they say how many trees were planted last year. Our nurseries, I'm proud to say, were 40% of the plantings.
Worldwide?
No, California.
Okay.
We have gained market share because our quality is so good through Conrad de la Torre, and our practices that we do have mastered over 20 years now or more than that has really come to fruition. I was pretty proud about that too. 40%. That's pretty good. We want to take 80% if we did, but I don't know if we'll get that far. But yeah, so that's kind of what perpetuated the in the marketing. But but almonds were easy to make money, man. The growers are making money. We're making money. Everyone was good.
Everyone was happy.
Yeah, when everyone makes money, everyone happy.
So where are they at
when
today?
No one makes money, if everyone don't make money, nobody happy.
So is no one happy right now?
There's some happy faces.
Yeah,
my face ain't smiling.
So what? Okay, well, let's back up. So as you guys know and can see, some of you know, but as you can see, Russell is very quick and knows this industry very well. But I'm going to slow down a little bit. That I think is really important for the audience is the integration of all your different companies, right? So there was some big pivotal moments, starting strictly just as a farmer, which you could have stayed there and probably been okay, right? And
well, I think if it's always better to be vertically integrated, so you make every money all along the way if you possibly can. Simple business. If that guy makes money in my business, why do I want you to make money if I can grow a tree myself?
So it was curiosity that drove that.
No, but not really.
But you were curious that Baker was growing trees.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. Because he was doing something good. You go see a guy build a nice house or does something good or spent too much money or did some bad decision. You drove by to see it, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Why? So you can learn.
Yeah, but I also, that could be negative too.
Yeah, well, you learn one way or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're learning. Even when you make mistakes, you learn.
Yeah.
I made plenty.
Yeah.
So yeah, I drove over there, but I was friends with the guys. They were big time farmers, and I loved seeing the way they think.
What was it scary to go take those risks?
No, it wasn't scary because I had a home. First time I grew nursery trees, I had a home. I was going to grow for myself. I wasn't.
But to go buy a processor,
you can't be afraid. No, you can't be afraid of failure. I didn't buy a processor till I knew I could market properly. And when I built my processor at that time, it was only $1.2 million. That was it. Oh, it's a lot of money, but it was simple. We sold nonpareils and cows. There was no sizing.
Yeah.
It was hand picking. There was a lot of foreign material. It was not the same world we live in today.
Yeah. So to explain that, nonpareil and cows are a type of variety of
like apples and orange, or you got a bunch of different kind of apples, right? You got
and now the varieties, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, and food safety is a high priority.
So just to recap real quick, you got the farming, which was very simple. I want to address something is that a lot of people know of you in town and probably out of town, and I know you disqualify that, but you're known as the almond man. And I want to set the record straight because you're a great friend and a huge mentor to me. My biggest one is that there's something I do want to state on the camera is like your father filed that Chapter 11 bankruptcy And you watching that was a very pivotal moment. And the lessons out of that was you paid the small people even through that whole process.
My father was, well, I think those things were different. I think they took, well, anyways, back in those days, I said, before you file bankruptcy, it's kind of weird. You do it just before you pick the cotton. Before you pick the cotton, you got all the expenses up there. You pick the cotton, you file bankruptcy. But the judge has to agree that next year you're going to make money. So you got to give this plan. And then I was just a little kid. I just hear him talking about it. And he would talk about it as I got older. I mean, I didn't learn this all by 9. He talking about it forever because it was like a heroic thing. So so my dad said, you always pay back in those days, you had a milkman drop the milk off. You bought your lunch meat from a deli. You didn't go to Fresno to buy clothes. You went to your local store 5 miles away, and you had credit. And you don't burn the tire guy, But anyways, you pay all the people that you have to walk in town with to hold your head high. The banks take risk, interest to charge you. If you burn anyone, you burn the bank. The fertilizer companies, they take risk too. They check your credit line. They're not going to hurt if you take a couple $100,000. Those guys are a billion-dollar company. But you don't take nothing from the little people around you using your neighborhood. That's basically it. So you can hold your head high. Everyone feels sorry you went broke. Everyone understands why business goes bad. As long as you're a good guy and you can't help the economics, right? You just can't help it. If no one sold houses no more, you wouldn't be selling real estate. What are you going to do? But you have to do something different. So anyway, that was my dad taught that because I think it was a good thing. And
I think it's respect. You take care of the people who take care of you.
Yeah, you try to. I mean, if you can. But anyway, I just remember, guys coming over and seeing my dad, they were not happy.
Yeah. But you got through it. I know there's some sentimental things like watching the equipment that you rode on as a little kid get sold from underneath you.
Yeah, but it was actually a happy day that day. The day was May 15th, something I don't remember. But it rained that day. My dad had a lot of dry land wheat. My dad said, if you're going to go broke, 100,000, might as well go broke $1 million. Ain't no different. Broke is broke, right? Well, it didn't make no sense back then. I don't know if he didn't spend that much money, but that was his metaphorical thing. It wasn't $1 million, so don't take that to heart. So he went back in Tulare and he farmed, I think it was 74. He farmed a bunch of dry land, grain and barley. It rained May 15th, which typically doesn't rain, just past May now. And it rained 1.5 inches. And that day, because wheat, it made a head out and made 1.5 tons of grain, which is unheard of. Like the biggest crop was like, it's like when, Fred Fagundes goes to the west side and plants grain, comes up 2 crops in 1 year, for his cows. He was lucky, And so that year he made $1 million, paid off all his debt, paid off everybody, everyone paid him. Then we moved to Chowchilla, started planting more almonds in 1974 or 5. That's when we moved. And so, so if you talk to the Joaquina friends, there's a lot of people down there who can substantiate this story. And so, then in one way, my dad was a hero, right? From Feeman to fucking hero.
Yeah. So you got through that. You do the athletics, that fails.
Yeah,
you
I just
back
played
into
sports.
farming.
I wasn't paying no attention to business in 74,
right.
Man. No.
But you get into farming after the athletics. And then there was another pivotal moment.
I had no choice, Nico. Either going to drive a tractor or that was it.
It was in your blood, and back then, I think people don't wish like they do now. The wish when I was working for you is either can I marry a farmer's daughter or can I be married into farming, right?
It was different, that's for sure.
Right? No one was wishing that back then. They are now, right? So I mean the
now they're probably get divorced, guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're a farmer guy? Rock on marriage? I don't know. I'm joking.
Slide in there. Yeah. But so there's another pivotal moment after that. So you get into farming, you haven't really integrated yet, but at 32, you have a pivotal moment.
Oh yeah, 30. You remember a lot of things, huh, Nico? You're a good, smart kid. You have good memory. And it's when my dad had a stroke, and then basically that was it. We had 4 employees. I think we're farming like 1,300 acres or something like that, and so full-time employees. And so it was lost my best friend. Yeah. So and then after that I think we kind of had the nursery was already kicking then. The processor was kind of on its way, and so it was very sad. But you learn from every sad thing something good comes out of it, good and bad. Every man's got his little demon somehow or another.
I like that saying, and you also said it different in one of your videos that I've watched. Is you right now you said out of a sad thing something good happens, but you also said out of your weaknesses you find your strengths.
Yeah, well, if you can't, if your weakness can't go over, you won't have no strength. Then your strength is your weakness kills you. I'm not letting that happen.
So do you think that some of your weaknesses became strength, and what was your tip on?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I guess so. I think a man's got to recognize his weaknesses. Everyone's got weaknesses. I still got weaknesses now I probably don't recognize, Yeah.
Do you think it's the key is
I'm a
being
little more wide.
self-aware of them?
I'm self-aware of my weaknesses for sure. Just whether if I want to change them.
Yeah.
Or not.
That's a personal choice.
That's a personal choice. I get
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So you integrate
But you
this.
get wiser. You get wiser as you get, Nico. I'm 60.
Yeah.
Okay. You get wiser. You guys are hungry. You guys are all jungle lions.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a jungle lion. Now I want to be a zoo lion. You know what the difference is?
No, explain that.
Okay, jungle lion, you guys got to go hunt and kill and feed. They got a lot going on out there.
Yeah.
You know, I just want to lay in the zoo and get fed and lay around and say, hey, man, how you doing?
But that changes at a certain age, right?
60.
Yeah. So there's that mountain where you
Not
start.
for some people. I know guys 60 years old just love to work.
Yeah. And you
And
still
I-
love
I-
it.
Oh yeah. I'm just making fun.
Yeah.
I'm having fun. This is
Yeah.
how we talk in the office. You know, you've been
Yeah.
there.
Oh, yeah.
It's not that serious out there. But yeah, right now it's pretty serious. $1.50, everything real serious.
Yeah. So you integrate, you start developing all this.
And it just grows. It grows by itself, Nick. It just grows by itself. We're very lucky. It just kept growing.
I want to argue that a little bit. Not by itself.
No, you can't argue because you went from producing 300 million pounds to 3 billion. So all those trees and cells got all because we probably sold. We did the math the other day. Like 35% of the trees planted in the state of California came from my nursery over that period.
So the market grew itself, but what about your businesses though? Because I'm gonna go back to a saying that your father said to you is, "I ain't gonna go broke in my 50s." So do you think that saying encouraged you from 32 on to push as hard as you did to create what you did?
No, it's interesting. I think my push was not as probably my drive is not probably as great as you think it was. Relatively easier than it is now. Because there were people wanting to plant trees. There was a long list of guys. Hey, Russ, I want to plant trees. I didn't have to search it out. When I first started, I did. I had to get my name out, like you, Nick Gentile. Remember the first time you got the logo? What do you think of this, Russell? Yeah. Here you go. Here you go. There's $100,000. You go. So that was a good story.
Yeah.
So, anyways, you got me off track. When you interrupt what I'm talking about, I forget.
Well, you said the market grew itself.
Yeah,
right? As far
that's
as
right.
almonds.
It was just growing itself. You know, like your business, right? Once you get certain size or name recognition, people start calling you. You know, when you started, people didn't. So what I'm saying was, when I first started, I didn't have to talk to that many people. If I talked to maybe 20 people, those 20 people talked to another 3 people. Those people all talked to 60 people, and that's how it just kept going. And when the range that I'm in Chowchilla, Madera, we can reach about 150-mile radius in that direction, anywhere you want to go, even down to Bakersfield. We sell like South Valley, all their trees. So that, the nursery thing is just, I bought on my Conrad Delatory, and I don't want to take credit for that. They came with him, but that's having a nursery business was a big stepping stone to recognition in the business. And when you start giving trees away, it's like, hey, can you do that, nursery guy? No, I can't do that. Why? You don't have a processor. No. So then there's been other people copy and still doing it.
Yeah. So you came up with the $1.75 program in what year?
Late 90s, I'm guessing.
Right.
99 or something.
I think you're discounting the creativeness you had as when you developed your business. And let me finish real quick. Is that tree program, the integration of buying a process to building your own, to buying, or I think you built your first Holler, then you built the second one, or you bought your first one and then built the second. Was that correct?
Yeah.
So your creativeness, though, had to identify a need and put that thought into action.
It was simple. I smoked a joint in the jacuzzi, and the idea popped in my head.
No, but maybe it worked.
I opened my mind. It worked.
Maybe it worked.
You know,
I wouldn't tell my.
That's actually true. It's actually true. And my, kids were in bed.
Yeah.
No one knew I was out there.
So,
and
I mean,
smoked this thing and say, hey, why not give trees away? What a genius idea. And
yeah,
that's
I mean,
actually
I think
true.
everyone touches their creative side a little bit differently,
So
and I appreciate
you wanna
the
get
raw
creative,
honesty.
Get a doobie, get in your spa and smoke one, and you open your blind up.
Well, for me,
I don't even pray that or not. Go ahead.
for me, that didn't happen. But what I took out of that,
You should try it, Nico.
I think I'm doing okay without it, because when
You never know.
when I work for you though, I think, I took that and I applied it. So you look at this. This is the first sale I ever did in real estate. Russell's standing by my side like he's always been in my corner since he's known me.
Let's get the whole package. I put the buyer and seller together for you. Okay?
Yeah. He said, he teed it up and I just swung and closed my eyes. We'll tell that story if
It's
we
like
got
in
time.
Pickleball. It's big paddle, big ball.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
It was pretty simple. Just like you said, the
It
market.
was fun though, right?
grew itself.
You were the most exciting thing and the happiest thing I ever said. And I remember, listen, Nico, if you can't take this money and go, because you always sit in the office selling houses, man. What are you doing? I want to borrow this guy, go buy that house. Really? So you were doing this for like, I don't know, a year and a half or something. And I always say, Nico, you'd be good at this. Young, pretty guy. Everyone likes you. You got a good style about you. You're young. Anyways, but you were afraid to take that first step. I always tell Nico, you do not want to be the dead bird underneath this nest. And so you took the
You
big
told me to
leap of-
spread my wings and fly.
Yeah. So anyway, you did. Congratulations. It was down there, no good. So yeah, so you got enough cash. It was a fortune, $100,000. $100,000 was it. You probably saved a little bit of money out of college. And anyways, that gave you enough confidence. Once you do one deal, then it became simple. And you've done a fantastic job.
No, I appreciate it. But let's back up before then, though.
You want to talk about me? I want to talk about you.
No, I know, but okay. So
I can keep talking about me. I like talking about me too.
Okay, we'll talk about both though. So, what gave me the confidence after that? One, I had a mentor that most mentors would. I mean, I'm running an organization now. We got 85 agents. We have 20 plus employees, right? And
you have a team.
You're correct.
A coach.
Yeah, very, very much so. And most people try to keep talent and not push out like you push me. I think you saw something in me.
I think I saw in you that you had a style of doing what you're doing is probably pretty good. And there was a lot of relatively elderly people in Fresno. Like, I think the London people, they were great people. The lady passed away. She was a big time.
Yeah, Paula Connor.
Yeah, Paula Connor. Yeah, I forget all these people's name, but you were right age and hungry. And look at you. With 60, how many people you got working there? 60 or so?
For us?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have 80 agents.
80.
Q1, we just finished
I'm
80
off,
million.
I'm off 18% or something.
But okay, so this is a thing I wanted to touch on though. So before I leave though, there's a very pivotal moment in my life. You trained me. This is when I took over kind of investor relations for your company.
Yeah.
You prepped me for 6 months.
Were you talking about when you went and gave the speech to Panda?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, the owners of Panda Express. I had to pitch a deal.
Well, let me tell that.
I know, but okay. So, but touch on this because there's a pivotal thing I wrote down here, and I'm still challenged by this. And it's a pet peeve of yours of filling the air and the attention to details in words, right? So the words that you constantly correct me on, and it seems like you're correcting a lot of your employees that hopefully eventually learn is, if I'm being honest, Russell.
Don't say honest.
Yeah.
You've been lying to me. You've been lying.
Yeah.
Let me be completely honest with you. Why? You haven't been.
I know that's your pet peeve, but when I'm teaching my guys now, and when I'm pitching multi-million-dollar houses and deals and opportunities and raising capital, that matters. That has created me where I'm at today.
You're honest through your actions, and you're honest through your past records. That's how you're judged by your track record. That's your honesty. Okay. When you're young, yeah, I can see you want to say that, but you're going to live by your track record now. If you go out and lose a bunch of money in 7 houses, it's going to be pretty tough for people to think you're honest, right? So you don't have that issue. That's what I'm saying. But most people come in. I don't like that word being honest because I think you should live. I mean, there's certain times you can use it, but the guys overuse it. When they overuse it, I think that's no good. Let me be honest with you. I seen a guy in a sales pitch say 3 times, hey man, once was enough.
So it's a sign that they obviously don't trust you, or they're just saying a lie.
No, it's a sign of nervousness.
Yeah,
convincing you that I am on it.
Yeah.
I just my personal opinion. When I hear people say certain things, in my mind, well, I know what you're thinking. People said, in my mind, not in my mind. People always say these random things that I think are funny. Let me make a long story short. No, you don't. You make a short story long most of the time.
What made you pay attention so much to detail?
I don't know. Counseling. A lot of counseling. Wasted counseling.
That would do it. Thinking you need to learn something that's going to fix it.
I got
Yeah.
Like my divorce, I walk in and I got 7 attorneys telling me how stupid I am. I don't know.
No comment on that. No comment.
Yeah. Yes, they're right. Oh, I don't know. But no, getting back what you're talking about, the time I prepped you. Yeah, you were always you enjoyed challenges, Nico. You like challenges. You're a competitor. You want to prove people wrong. or prove people right. One of the two.
Is that why you hired me? Because
you hire because you're honest and you're at the right price.
yeah, that's true.
Cheap, 40 grand. I'll take them.
Yeah.
Third round. Anyway,
Brady, baby.
But anyways,
Brady.
the point where we're making this pitch to Panda, which is Panda Express. Everyone knows $1 billion company, right? So we're fortunate to have some small partnerships with them, and they've been great partners and they're great people. At that time, Nico, first we went out and evaluated the ranches. You took pictures of the ranches, you took sprinklers, you explained irrigation system, drip system. I was basically doing to teach you about ag. You go through all the little details, breaking this down. You know more than most general people. Good orchard, how you water, whatever, pumps, irrigation districts, remember all this stuff, values. You bought this at 20 grand, you put 10 grand in it. Now you got 30 grand in it. Some interest you do like that. If they pay cash, now it's worth 45. You've made, 20% on your investment. This is what we're pitching. And you're doing this, and shoot, I remember for that guy who looked at me, he goes, how much money you want? Poor guy always shut me down. I take 50 million.
Yeah.
But that was a good pitch. And you did a fantastic job in front of people that meant something. That's going back to New York on Wall Street back there and giving a speech to investment bankers. But I thought that was, I like, doing it because number one, I was proving that my decisions were right at that time. They bought in good water districts and they were making money. And it was a point of how good we're doing. It was basically end of the year meeting, and it was fun. Then we went to the,
we ate bird.
Yeah. Yeah. Then after that, we made some Chinese food, and I'll pass on the chicken feet.
Yeah.
And none for me.
No, they were great people, and it was a great opportunity. And I tell my team that all the time is you got to go through the processes before you can see the results, right? So the process you put me through for 6 months, and there was weeks that I felt so unaccomplished in the sense that I would try to put together this report for you. I'm a city boy trying to learn ag.
It wasn't that. You were learning what you were doing. I'd given you challenges to learn something. Everyone comes in there. Oh, yeah. All these guys work for me. I put in the shipping department. I didn't put you in. Did I put you in the shipping department?
No, I was a CFO, to processor, to holder, to
titles now mean something.
Yeah. No, but beyond the titles, I think it was what I applied to my trades today. So we do investments, mainly flipping houses. And it's really important you know all the intricacies of what you're doing. And most people try to jump to the end result.
Right. Well, that's what you did when you were younger.
Yeah, but you taught me.
Yeah. But the point is, now you know all of it. And you're probably doing twice as many, and you're more comfortable in. I don't know. That's not my business world. But if people are still doing and making money, good. Yeah. I would think interest rate would slow that down, but maybe not.
It's not. But what the point I want to get through is the same exercise you put me through for 6 months, where I had to learn about wells, soils, sprinkler systems.
Ag.
But that gave me the confidence to go look in front of those guys and pitch a multi-million-dollar deal.
Of course, Nico, I'm not going to let you go up there unprepared.
Yeah.
You're not going to go talk to somebody and not know your shit.
Right. So what's your saying on preparation?
Yeah. You practiced in front of me for a couple of times, right? Yeah. We would ask you questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many times did I run through that?
Like Sweeney said, proper preparation prevents a piss poor performance.
That's right. I love that saying.
Yeah.
So how many times do you think we ran through that before I pitched it?
I don't know. It took a long time to get you there, Nico. I don't know, 27,000.
Yeah, a lot.
I don't know.
It was a lot, though. But that's to my point, though. It's like
it wasn't very many. It was a couple of days. No, but it took a lot to get there, right?
No,
all the information.
Yeah, I had to put the whole package together.
Yeah, because we weren't organized, right? It's over in that drawer. You got to go get this and that drawer. Oh, I don't know where it is. Drive up there and take a picture.
Yeah.
Remember?
But I think that's the problem these days, though. You have two great children, Alex and Jason. We grew up with them, my brother and I. And I'm more speaking for our generation, and I can't speak for yours, but they want the end result. Have you seen a lot within that culture?
Oh, yeah. All these young kids they want the money now.
How many meetings do you take where, Russell, I want to be a farmer. I want to do what you do?
None, no more.
I know, not anymore.
Today, 0.
Yeah. But there's a lot, right? And I think I was that kid in your office.
You're probably on the tail end of all that stuff. I haven't had anyone come in and say, I want to be a farmer. I don't remember last time.
Yeah.
It might be, I don't remember.
How do I make money, Russell? What would you recommend?
I don't think anyone actually coming in and saying that no more, Nico. I haven't seen no one come in and ask me like that no more.
That's interesting.
We have guys coming in wanting to sell stuff, snake oil, but almond price $1.50, no sense coming in. No.
But what's your thoughts on these younger generations as you're in this new kind of?
I think the young, we hired a bunch of young people. I think European people are different than United States people. I would say. I think, yeah, because the internet, everyone's making fast money on social media, and the kids think I don't know, I think they think they're smarter than they are with no practical experience. Not that I have a lot of young people. That's what I see from some of them. Some of them want it quickly, but those people aren't. If you're not willing to put the time and effort in, you're not. I don't think you're going to get very far.
You won't see the results.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not. Some people, people get 1 million followers on social media for what they're doing. They can probably sell a lot of ads. I don't know how that works. I have zero clue on that. But girl got 500,000 followers, or a guy got 1 million followers, advertise something. Those people get it quick. But there's very few young people that I see that are starting new businesses and trying to grow things. I don't see that much. Maybe it's just my age I am, and maybe because I'm in agriculture, and I don't know what's going on in Fresno. I get up in the morning, I go to my office. I'm an ag guy. I don't know what's going on in the building industry. I see people building apartments still. Must be good.
What are your thoughts on certain growth? You've never been a believer of too many partnerships. We talked about the small one with Panda Express. Your best friend, Fred Fagundis.
We got some family partnerships. We got a few other ones.
What made you never want to partner though?
Well, I'm not saying I don't want to partner. I don't want to say that, but you got to pick the right strategic partner. I mean, when my dad started up, he didn't really like partners. So my father's opinion was, listen, if I need to buy, I think he has a bad partnership. So I don't know, maybe to what he was going through, but maybe with his family or whatever. But if you need 80 acres to have a partner, why don't they just buy 40? You make the same amount of money, you have no headaches. You sell it when you want to sell it, and it's easy. So that was his mentality. I think bring on some partners. You bring certain partners that can bring value, and you bring value to them. But you have to have a certain goal both of you need to go to. I have never been in any big problems with any of my partners, ever.
Because of that clarity, probably?
No, you try to pick the right partner. They have the same goal. I mean, you got to have exit strategies. It's not like getting married. You have a partner, you better figure out you're going to break up the partnership before you get the partner. Because, hey, otherwise there's chaos, And so, it's, yeah, I don't know if, yeah. So I'm thinking finding the right partner, certain things does make sense. But you have to have the same alignment. If you don't, I certainly not have a partner. I don't need the headache.
So what makes you not you backed off a little bit. You're having a lot of fun. You've always had fun, obviously, as you can see. What do you think the future looks like it'd be too broad to ask for the almond industry, but for the almond company, Russell Harris Farms, and, your enterprise?
I don't really know right now. I really don't know. I think we're going to keep doing what we're doing. I shouldn't say. We're going to keep doing what we're doing, enjoy what we're doing. We're going to keep selling trees. We'll probably come back and start giving trees away, and we're going to keep our business going. We like to grow our business. I don't know. Maybe someday the consolidation could happen with certain packers and stuff, which the industry, if it keeps getting shrink, will happen. I think consolidation is something that needs to be looked at because it's just good business sense, So yeah, that's what I'm going to keep doing, and I enjoy what I do because I feel like a coach, I don't put the hours in I do a lot anymore. I work out of my house in the morning, people. So if I'm not at office by 10, you know where I'm working. Me and Fred, we're playing pickleball or something. Got something real important to do, and but I have fun in my business. I have a great team of people. We have a lot of enthusiastic things. We have a place in Europe. We market nuts. We got a young Ellie over there is one of the badass lady, and she got like a whole bunch team underneath her. Goes to China, India, all over the world. And we got like Mike Finn, Scott Eastham, Lonnie, Conrad. So we have a good team of guys. These guys been around me. How long? 30 years? These guys have been around time. These aren't part-timers. Now Finn might be a little rookie but he's been there probably 12, 15 years now. A long time.
You invest in your people, not your company.
Yeah, you're only good as your people, man. Delegating was one of the hardest things. I think Braggin Acadesian, who moved to Texas, he's done a big commercial bill. You know if you've seen his Instagram or nothing. He's talking about how hard it is to delegate. Learning to be a big, successful person, you have to delegate to people. Now, when you delegate, the problem when you delegate, you spend a lot of time with people. I know you got a desk in your office, you teach some guy. Well, Scott Easton was in my office, and I taught him, and I learned to delegate to him. And so that's a big part of being successful, big business. Warren Buffett and all these guys, they're not running day. They delegate stuff. They're the big picture people, right? And so, yeah. If me and Warren Buffett have anything in common, I'm a big picture guy, but my picture is very small, very little bit small like this. His picture is a whole worldwide, okay? I'm just like Madera, Chowchilla, almond business. That's it.
So within this whole coaching, right, I had a incredible opportunity. I wouldn't be where I'm at because I was able to be placed technically in the desk next to you.
Well, at that time, let's go back. That time, Nico, you really didn't have a whole lot going on. You really didn't have a whole lot going on. You didn't know San Diego, right? You're moving back. You're moving back, you know, and you're moving back here. And I knew you since you're a little kid. You're always a good little boy. Now you're a man. You're always a good kid, wanting to please. You're a pleaser. So who could be better than hiring you and put you in there? And I thought that you learned a lot. There was a business opportunity for you, you know, and look at you learned enough that you took the same ideas ingrained in whatever hopefully you learned from us, you do now in your business.
Yeah.
It might not be a well, but it might be a permitting.
Yeah.
It might be where's the gas line, it might be where the sewer line is. I don't know what all that stuff is, but all businesses are the same in some semantics, right?
Yeah.
Competition.
Yeah.
Prove yourself. A lot of guys, you know, when you're younger, it's all about the commas. I need some zeros. Every man measures his self in different ways. Mm-hmm. You know, I would be no different. I didn't have a bunch of money in my bank account. Hell yeah.
But would you say a 6-year-old Russell how to measure yourself?
I don't know. I think, you know, I don't need to. I don't feel the. I don't feel the need to keep doing that no more. Hey, I think I'm happy. I'm good. You know,
Well, I know you're
not everything happened in my life, but I think for where I started, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. I just want to spend time with the time. I told you the most valuable thing I have is time. And I do not want to go bankrupt on my time.
Yeah.
My hourglass is getting smaller. So I want to hang around people I have fun, enjoy, and have life with. What do you think you're taking money with you?
Yeah.
My dad's best friend died, you know. He wanted all the cash. This is another story I left out.
Yeah.
He wanted all the cash buried with him. But he
dies.
My dad, but he couldn't fit it in the casket. It was a bunch of ones. Okay.
Is it a true story?
So my dad took a bag, took all the ones, and just left him a check. So so he walked off with the money. He can cash it wherever he wants to go. He walked out a couple $1 million. Oh, I loved old George. He was well worth it burying him.
Yeah. Left him an IOU. Well, hey, let's talk about time. I mean, I wanna finish with.
I keep messing up his interview. He wants to about all this time and get certain thing. I'm just having fun, people. Hey.
You did teach me how to enjoy what you do because that's a. It's
not a job when you enjoy what you do. Love what you do. It's fun. It's fun. Who'd want to go to a job they hate?
Yeah,
I ain't doing that. Why?
Yeah. No,
we all do things we have to hate, but man, would you imagine doing it every day?
Well, you told me when I showed up, right? You know, within this coaching that I know you're great at, it was like, look, kid, you know, you're not a Stanford graduate. You were interviewing SWAT guys at the time. You had all these investment bankers that wanted to come work for you at that time. And you just said, look, you know, you and I are pretty average. If the average person that's smart works 8 to 5, we're gonna, you know, and
outwork their ass. You're damn right. You go fucking 5 to 5 or 5 to 6.
Yep.
Yeah. So you outwork people. That's simple.
And so I call it seasons now, right? Though, so our focus right now is time, right? And we're saying outwork the competition. Well, then you got to know when to back off the time, right? So like when you gave me
you never back off when you're a killer. You don't back off, do you? You're going all the time.
Well, you were a killer.
Well, yeah.
How'd you back off?
Oh, I didn't. But now it's not that, I mean, I think a lot of opportunities come in this agriculture thing, but yeah, I mean, it's different stages in life, Nico. Different stages in life.
Yeah.
You know, different stages.
So what would you tell your kids now in regards to time as Alex raising beautiful children?
I think they spend time with your kids and love them, be a good person. Yeah. Not everything's about money. They're smart enough business people. They'll make it in their life, you know? Yeah. And I love spending more time with them than anything. They're just wonderful, you know?
Yeah.
When I say your grandkids, I can make all the wrongs right. They know me as Russell, right? They don't know me as the almond man. Well, some of them do, but they know me as Russell Harris from Joaquin or Chowchilla. They just know me as Russell.
Yeah.
It's a whole different thing, you know? I enjoy that the most. Yeah. Well, you got kids.
Yeah, and
but you're not a grandparent, but your mom probably enjoys them immensely.
No, being a parent too, right? And I think Doug does it
tough.
Well, Doug does a great job of this.
You're the toughest age. I see all these guys your age. They got all the kids that go home. Man, it's chaos because everyone's working. It's hard.
Yeah, but it's the most rewarding thing you can do too. I mean, look how your dad has to be so happy because by him driving you around the truck, getting you inspired to do what you're saying that you had to do.
It's super rewarding. Yes, it's very super rewarding.
And look what Doug's doing with the kids now.
We're fucking blessed.
You said you were driving around, Grandpa, that's an almond tree, that's a pistachio tree.
Well, he's working on it. He's working on his skill set.
Okay.
Yeah, he's pretty good. His father teaches him that. That's good.
But, what we're doing through this podcast is I listened to yours, and my nanny called in sick this morning. So I just brought Slate to work, and I was like, you know what?
Right on.
This is how Russell learned. This is how, he raised me. It was just like, hey, I'm going to throw you in the Range Rover. We were working Saturdays. We just drive around the farms. I was a city boy.
When your kids are, how old is she?
3 and 5.
3 and 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, when she's about 5, she started getting a 3. I don't know about 3-year-old getting it or not, though. But the 5, when she's 7 years old, like the other day, I was telling Doug, I was at the whole house last night, visited Alex and Chelsea and their kids, and I went to Alex's house. I hadn't seen her in a while. And the Cash is 7 now. Guy can carry conversation.
Yeah.
What are you doing? I don't know. What are you doing? I'm not doing much. You carry conversation on with him. So, so that he's prime age is, you're getting there. 5, 6, 7. They'll listen. They'll get the gist of it. They get a short extension span,
What's your thought on that? And we'll conclude with this. As far as like, you take a 7-year-old, right? And you're obviously Russell, but grandpa. And I hear you speak the most about Cash, and so I'm gonna choose him for this, if that's okay.
He's the oldest. Right?
Yeah. Okay. So, what would you, as the audience, right? Whether you're 7, you're 20s, you're in your 30s, what would you want for that individual that then others can learn from, as far as like living his life to the fullest, accomplishing what he wants to accomplish?
I think being a grandpa, I just want him to do what he wants to do and be a good, happy person. That's
what if he wants to be a rock star?
He can go for it, man. Yeah. Go for it, man. Do what you want to do. Be yourself. Be an individual.
So what about all this structure, discipline, commitment?
Yeah, I don't have to be disciplined no more. I am no longer a parent. I'm a grandparent. I don't have to be. That's their parents' discipline. My job is to love them. That's my job. And make sure they can come talk to me about anything.
Well, you were very loved by your father.
My father, when he was 40, was odd back in those days, so he's my best friend.
Yeah.
So it's different. So imagine not having your children till you're 40.
Yeah.
So the Slate would be just born, and she'd be born now or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big difference. I think you're a lot more patient. You'll be a lot more patient at your 40 than you were at 28 or 27. There's just, because it just happens. You get more organized.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you do, or maybe you don't. I don't know.
Some people, it's a choice.
Some people are still disorganized. Man, that guy been doing that for a long time. He hasn't changed one bit. I'll pray for him.
Yeah, that's all you can do. That's all you can do. Well, I want to conclude, and you can give your final comments after this. I try to say it, but you keep cutting me off. I wouldn't be in the spot where I'm at. I had someone who gave me an opportunity, pushed me outside of their nest, told me to go fly. I think I've flown pretty well since I've been out of the nest, created my own, and I learned a lot from you. I've implemented a lot of what I know through athletics, through your, coaching and enterprise to my organization, and my mission and vision and beliefs of how I treat my clients. And I'll forever be thankful, and I want to make sure I keep reminding you of that. But the job's not over for me, but there has been some pivotal moments, and I think, you keep going back to time and happiness. We have dinner. We try to make it as often as possible. I know with my young kids, it's always me as the yes man making the excuse, but there's been something I've seen change within you the last year or so, and you blame it on your 60s. I told my wife this, who you enjoy talking to a lot, as a very spicy entrepreneur Italian woman, but when I usually talk to you, obviously when I worked for you in the past, it was, grind, outwork the competition. And you kind of paused me the last couple of dinners and said, enjoy it, enjoy the journey, be happy, slow down, Nico. So what's your concluding remarks on that? And then we'll wrap it up, and probably have to do another episode.
I think it's just my, I'm sick. Okay, I turned 6. Not 6 is a big deal. What I've been going through for the past, people know me, knows I'm just, it's just, it changes your perspective of everything. That's it, When I was your age, man, heck yeah, I was just pouring on the gas right there. I wasn't even going good. Let's go at your age. You're way ahead of me when I was your age. So my dad was died 32, had 4 employees. That's it, right? Just started the nursery business. Then the business kind of took off after that. So what it mean about time? I'm saying, man, don't stop and smell the roses. Can you imagine running over? We're about this house, $100,000. If God forbid something happened to your child, and then you could spend one more day with them, big deal. Yeah. Who cares if you about the $100,000? Really? So that's kind of, when I was your age, I probably would have done $100,000. Yeah. But the point is, I just recognize things. Being a grandfather, seeing, my runway shorter than it used to be, Nico. Yours is still long. Okay. It just changes in life. I'm just talking about myself particularly. So I just share I'm open book. Yeah. You know, I don't hide much, I don't think, but I share my feelings. You know, you've been in our office. It was weird. I probably break a lot of rules. I don't know, but we share our feelings. And I'm just telling you what my experience has been. Back when I was wanting to make money, you're going to get this thing done. You're going to talk to them. You know, you're going to see how great we are. You know, and all those little things to teach you or teach people to work for me. I don't got to tell them next time how to do it. I don't want to be involved. So being a coach, doing that, and very proud of you. You've done super good. Great family man. You have a beautiful family, and never jeopardize that for nothing.
Well, we appreciate you. For those who want to follow, they should. It's the Almond Man.
Yeah,
your Instagram.
It has been on for a couple of years.
Yeah.
We haven't go back to the archives.
Well, you got the podcast, you got the Instagram, his signature thing. Young kids, if you meet him, he used to sign $100 bills. The Almond Man. They're pretty much trademarked. Just a fun guy to be around. I really enjoy you. My whole family does. And I hope we hear more updates, and hopefully people find the way to be creative. I know your strategy was a little unorthodox, but hey, man, it worked.
I'm like Fred Flintstone now. I fly down Bronx Stores, Boulder, and bust rocks all day.
We have so many one-liners in this, guys, so it's too good. Thanks for coming in. You guys know where to find Russell. And his famous line, what is it when you close out?
What's that?
Almond Man out.
Almond Man out. Right? Eat my nuts or something like that.
Eat my nuts.